I want to show y'all the turkeys. They have grown like crazy. So you can see the ducks are doing awesome. The hookbills have become part of the group. They're all one big group along with their friendly guard goose. She is growing like crazy. She's awesome. I love to hear her honk at us. The ducks make tons of noise when we come outside, but I love it. They're so much fun, so fun to see and to watch and to just enjoy. We're waiting on eggs anytime. We've been looking around the pond out there. That's most likely probably where they'll lay the first time in the grasses around the pond's edge. And so we're just looking forward to that. I love their colors they're getting. They're wanting us to move so they can come up here and eat, so I'm gonna move. I wanted to say one more thing. We processed our first duck and ate it when we cleaned the last batch of broilers. It was really tasty and delicious. They look huge, the big white ones, the pecans, but it honestly wasn't that big once we got it dressed and cooked, so we'll probably hold off a bit. Plus, this is gonna be our heritage flock of ducks, so we don't want to process too many because we want all these varieties in our ducks for years to come. So probably this will mainly be our flock of ducks, and then we'll go from there and maybe next year be raising food from them and things like that. So that's the plan with the ducks. They're doing awesome, doing great. We have so many animals around that it does keep predators at bay here on our homestead. We've got pens surrounding everything. As you can hear, we have dogs barking all the time, so that tends to help as well. So let's move on. That is our heritage flock of turkeys. All those are heritage breeds from Murray McMurray. They are growing like crazy. They're beautiful. They're starting to make all kinds of cool turkey noises. And again, that's going to be our flock of layers that then we will raise food from probably next year. Feeding the boys.
Yes. This is the new kid and they don't really like him. So
New kid on the block.
they try to run him off all the time.
So these boys are growing great. They're actually going, these are dairy crosses. They are actually going this next weekend to be processed. So their journey here is almost done, and it will be providing great quality beef for several different families. So we've been doing this for several years, raising our dairy crosses up and for meat, and then that is an excellent way because dairy breeds, we told you before, are just not worth much at a sale, but they make excellent beef. Just the steaks might be a little bit smaller. So you can take an animal that really wouldn't be worth much selling it and make it profitable for your homestead. Not to mention tasty, healthy, delicious beef. Loving these fall flowers. The pinks are still going strong too. The pigs are doing awesome. You can see this is Big Mama. You can tell by her tail, long tail. She is probably about to drop piglets, getting close to any time. You can see that big old belly, and eventually it will drop and you'll almost see a line below her ribs. It's starting to show. So she'll get big enough, she's almost dragging the ground, and she'll start to get some milk, and that means it is imminent. Big Daddy's doing good. We've told you before, Big Daddy down there is deaf, so that presents challenges, calling him up to eating things. He usually just follows the girls. Short Tail is doing awesome. We weaned her babies, so you can see she's filling out pretty good. She's been acting a little crazy lately. I think she has probably come back into heat after weaning her babies. She was chasing the cows around the field the other day, just chasing all day for fun. I just think she was feeling a little crazy.
All right, this is one of the funniest things ever, I think. We got a pig that's in heat, and she's acting pretty strange. And of course, as soon as I got out here, no, it wasn't going to be happening. I can tell you what was happening. Those steers over there, that pig that's in heat, she's been chasing them around and around this field. It's actually quite comical.
So speaking of Short Tail's babies that we weaned, Short Tail had 4 babies, and that was okay for a first litter. Nothing to set a record or anything, but we were super thankful. 4 is 4 healthy babies, and it was time to wean them. And that is actually something we are working on right now, is where to put all these different pens of weaned piglets. We're actually working on more of a Joel Salatin style of raising them, not necessarily right up here at the house, but back in the forest. That is a winter project that will be coming here to VW Family Farm this winter, is fencing in some forest and getting them out there on nuts and acorns and stuff like that, and just back in pigs' natural habitat. We already have ours on pasture as opposed to raising them in like concrete stalls and things like conventional hogs are raised, but we'd like to go a step further. So we had some drama when we weaned Short Tail's piglets. We have added in piglets with older piglets many times over the years of raising pigs. In fact, you guys saw us do it with Dot, and it was the same group of what we call the teenager older pigs that we added Dot into, that we added these 4 into last week. And we told you Dot just kind of marched in. He got pushed around a little bit, but nothing major. He pretty much just made his place. So there's one of them. The others are in the weeds there beside it. You can see they're small, but there's 4 of them. We thought they'll be fine because they'll stick together as a group. We'll feed them off from the others for a couple days, and everything was fine for several days.
Oh, it's getting stronger, Mama.
Yeah, it is.
It wouldn't get up yesterday.
So we did it twice last night. Like Ben said, it couldn't stand. Couldn't even lift its head. We made it a spot in the hay in the barn last night.
We'll show that in a minute.
Yeah, I'll go show you, but it's moved completely across the barn.
Yeah, it's getting stronger.
Yeah.
Come on,
So I was really hoping, we put it out by Short Tail last night, and really hoping that she would like get possessive of it and really stay by it, because it was squealing a little bit, but she really didn't pay any attention to it. They've been weaned from her for a couple days now, not long at all, but she's a first-time mama, and I guess it was just long enough for her to she's just kind of broken the bond with it, I guess. She never really had anything to do with it, and the boar was paying a lot of attention to it, and I was afraid he was going to hurt it, so we drug it out of the pen with her. We actually brought it in here and made it this bed here in this box, and then he could get to short tail if he went through there, which they've done many, many times. And you can see there's a big gap down there. But we put it to bed last night. Like I said, watered it a couple different times. Came out this morning and this was empty. And it got itself from not being able to even lift its head all the way across the barn, buried up in some more hay. So that is a wonderful sign. Ben is putting it in an old stall here in the barn. Just gonna give it a nice place to be for a little bit. This thing is gonna get pampered. Really, really hoping it makes it. We've put a lot of effort into this up to this point, just trying to take care of this thing. You can see it's poor. It's hunched up. Its ears are droopy. I think it's just got its tail whooped. And pigs are just a little sensitive when they'll go down on you quick if they're not getting what they need or they're being abused. Oh, but that's so good. But it's very cool here this morning. You can see if you look close, he's shivering. I mean, honestly, I've got chill bumps. It's freezing out here to us. But he may have to be medicated again. I don't know, just gonna see how it goes. But just a word of caution in this instance, if they get puny, you can see his tail, he's been beat up. And he probably just got wore out and just couldn't fight him anymore. But they'll go down on you quick because they'll get dehydrated, and then that will kill them quickly. Or they'll get pneumonia from not eating and drinking and just from being puny. So I'm gonna let y'all see for yourselves how this situation turned out. I didn't get footage as much as I wanted to along the way because honestly, I was just focused on taking care of her. But she is doing awesome. You can see she's up, running. She's got it made in here. She's actually in a chicken pen. She's got food and water in here. She's got hay to curl up in. She's pretty much doing awesome. She's recovering. She's pretty much good to go. But I'm going to keep her in here and pamper her a bit more, not put her back with the others. So like I said, we are working on more of a forested pork operation to get them out of up here into bigger pens. What happened was the big teenager pigs could get the little piglet in the corner and then bully it, and it couldn't get away. I'd like to kind of get away from this barn setup thing we have going on to where they're eating more out in the middle of the open, so they have room to run away from each other, because pigs are kind of bullies. And even when they get along perfectly, they still like to push and everything on each other. And these little ones just can't take that as much. They get down. I've told y'all before, one big kicker with pigs is pneumonia. And when they get down and a little weak, that's what they're susceptible to. Along with our weather has taken a cold turn, that just compounds the problem. Cold, damp weather just makes them more susceptible. And we've had our third tropical storm roll through here. And so we've had a lot of rain, a lot of cool weather. And it was just kind of the perfect storm, I guess you could say. So thankfully she is doing better. Let me show you the other pig that everyone is wondering about. So here's the teenager pigs. These will be going to butcher, a lot of them in November, and then we have some going in January for inspected cuts. That means they'll be USDA inspected and we can sell those by the package. So they are doing good, looking good, growing good. And then here is this guy right here. He's not gonna look up at me because he's eating. But here is Mr. Dot. Hey, Dot. But he is doing great, looking good, growing good. Here is one of the little siblings of that one that got sick. So you can see it's right up here amongst everybody, eating, doing good. So I'm hoping this situation is resolved and these have now been accepted in the group. Another thing we've been asked about here lately is the tilapia. We showed you Ben going in there and cleaning that tank and then catching some fish and all that. Well, the truth of the matter is they weren't super big when we started cleaning them, so we only cleaned one. So we wound up putting them back in there. We've been relying on an automatic fish feeder for a while now, and I'm just not pleased with the job it's doing. So I have started, I hand feed those every day. I can give them as much as I think they need, and I know for a fact that they're getting it. So we've went off of the automatic feeder, and now I'm the automatic feeder. And finally, I'm gonna give you a sneak glimpse at the sheep. They're over there grazing. Sorry about the wind, it's very windy here today. And I wanted to tell you what his name is, so I'll get to that in just a second. Cuckoo. So you can see him hanging out there by Katie, the new ram on the place. And we have decided to name him Rambo. We thought that was a really cute name. I hope that you enjoyed this little tour and updates around the homestead. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful weather. I gave you a shot of the pretty much empty front garden. There's still things going on in the back, and actually that has been planted in some fall cover crops that we could actually eat as well. So things aren't completely wound down, but they are definitely winding down around here. Animal pens are combining, all that kind of stuff. And so we're super thankful for that. A little more downtime. I hope that you all are taking a few minutes each day for yourself. Enjoy this time of year, enjoy the weather, even if it's just drinking a cup of something hot in your cup, hot tea, hot coffee, hot chocolate. Take a few minutes and enjoy just being still. And just don't wish this time away and wish for winter or Christmas or next spring or what we're gonna do next year. Just stop and just enjoy the moment. I encourage you all to do that. I hope you have a fantastic week this week. Go make the most of it and just enjoy it and be a blessing to others. I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless.